we're going to look at the heavy metal of lead. So lead, its chemical symbol is Pb, so you should know lead, Pb. It is a heavy metal. So what are your main sources of lead? The primary source is lead pipes. Typically, pipes were made out of lead until we kind of realized or found alternatives that this wasn't a good idea. And now it's no longer allowed in to be used in pipes. However, older homes still may have lead pipes in them. Some cities may actually have lead still in their main water system going to people's homes. That's being phased out. There's an article about lead in the Chicago area, lead in some pipes. So again, and they've tested water and things like that, but very small amounts of lead can cause issues. Typically, again, the source is in lead pipes in older homes and older infrastructures. Environmental impacts. Lead really isn't a huge environmental problem. The levels are really small. They think it can cause lead poisoning in waterfowl. Waterfowl means like ducks and geese. Those would be like waterfowl. But again, nothing really substantiated, so don't really worry about the environmental impacts. But for human health, lead leads to what's called lead poisoning, which is developmental and mental developmental delays in infants. So if children basically are exposed to lead in their water, they could develop slower physically or mentally, like they're having trouble in school or trouble with attention, that type of thing. So it actually impacts your nervous system. And so that is the issue with lead. And so basically the way they prevent it is they actually will test kids at about age 2. They'll test if there's lead in their blood. And if there is, then they go back and say, okay, where could you be contaminated from? And you'll try to solve it that way. Because it's so spread out of older homes and things like that, that could be causing the issue. Sometimes you can tell if it's a whole neighborhood, and then they'll have to have a different source for drinking water. So that's lead in a nutshell. I hope that was helpful. Flint, Michigan, you heard about lead too. And so there's a lot of issues with lead in different things.